My name is Edwin Kagin, K-A-G-I-N. I'm an attorney in Union, Kentucky. I'm an attorney for 30 years, 31 I guess now, and I've done a wide variety of civil rights cases. I'm a member of several United States Court of Appeals and several federal courts. Protest a nativity scene. They run a witch museum in Caro, Michigan, and they aren't really witches. They don't believe in supernatural witches or any supernatural world for that matter. They're in fact atheists, and they made that clear. And they let it be known at the city council meeting that they objected on First Amendment grounds to the display of the crosses. Their attorney, Jean Marie Hansen, also spoke for them at that time very eloquently. At the council meeting, they were ready for them. They'd previously called and asked about the display, the nativity scene, and they were told, why don't you come to the city council meeting on such and such date? Well, when they did, the members of the council were ready for them. One of them took out a dollar bill and said, look, this says on it, "In God we trust." Now, do you spend this kind of money? And other demeaning things, indicating very clearly that they were Christians in a Christian community. What if instead of a manger scene, the county decided to put on the courthouse lawn something honoring Muhammad's journey to Mecca, using taxpayer money? Would that change their view, do you suppose, of the situation? What if the county decided to put a statue commemorating Buddha or Vishnu or perhaps a Star of David or Amun-Ra of the Egyptian tradition? Then they might understand better why we have a First Amendment. Sure, it's no problem if you're in the majority. The First Amendment and indeed the Bill of Rights aren't to protect the majority. The majority doesn't need protecting. It is to protect the minority. When Thomas Jefferson wrote his famous letter articulating the concept of the First Amendment creating a wall of separation between church and state, that letter was directed to the Danbury, Connecticut Baptist Church, who were concerned because they were being persecuted by the Congregationalists, and they wanted to make sure that the First Amendment did guarantee separation of church and state, and Jefferson assured them that it did. So those who don't understand history are doomed to repeat its mistakes. And what if the population of Wicca was in the majority in the city of Caro? And what if a celebration to Walpurgisnacht was to be put on the county courthouse lawn, and Christians told, this is a community of witches and we don't like your kind here? Then they might come to an understanding. You can have all of the creches you want in your own church. You can hang all of the 10 Commandments you want. You can do it in your own lawn, in your own home, but you cannot do it on public property. The First Amendment contains two parts. One is that Congress shall make no law respecting the establishment of a religion. The other is that they shall not prohibit the free exercise thereof of religion. Many people confuse these two and think because it says there shall be no interference with religion, that means you can do it anywhere you want. That's not so. You can do it anywhere you want so long as it does not conflict with the other principle of no government establishment. So in other words, you can have your creche or your manger scene or your 10 Commandments any place you like except on public property that belongs to all the people. That's neutral. And it must be that way. It's the only way it can all be kept free. We are having frightening attacks on that wall of separation right now by such things as faith-based programs that is essentially a scheme to give money to churches from taxpayer funds that are given by all the people. And it is, in the very purest sense, I believe, favoring religion over non-religion. There are some who incorrectly think that the First Amendment only protects your right to be a Baptist or a Presbyterian or a Methodist as long as you are a good believer in a deity. But the writings of the Founding Fathers make it unmistakably clear that this is not the case, that the First Amendment protects belief or disbelief. You have the right to believe or not believe as you choose. And as Thomas Jefferson said, that what a person believes doesn't pick my pocket or break my leg. It is a matter of no consequence. But when you have a situation like Anonka's, you really have a situation of a community that has decided to support a given religion, to advance that and to make pariahs or to make condemned those people in the community who don't hold that view. And I submit to you that is profoundly dangerous. After the Anonka trial, we happened to run into some of the federal court jurors who embraced Anonka and congratulated her and told her how sorry they were that something like that had happened. So it's one of the, and make no mistake, this is a victory. If you go into a jury trial and there's not a finding for the defendant, if you come out with a settlement, you have won, and the other side has lost. So if someone tries to make light of this and say that it's not a victory, that's very incorrect. Of course it's a victory. Although it is a compromise, and we are not to say we won, but if you have two parties and there is a holding where one party essentially apologizes to the other side, then you can define that as you will. But we are quite satisfied with the outcome of the case. At least this counsel is.